Hey everyone, welcome to TBC Plays. I am the Brit Canuck. I'm a long-time EQ and MMO player, and we now know a new Everquest TLP is heading our way in 2022. So I'm starting a series of videos where I show you what to hunt, where to camp, what loot to aim for, and how to complete those achievements. So today, instead of sitting all alone in this California tavern with the barkeep, let's go have some fun. And we're going to go right ahead and run over to everyone's favourite train zone. It's Crushbone. Home of the orcs and one rather stabby dark elf. It's a low level zone located in Greater Fadark, just to the north of Calafin, over and past Orc Hill. Typically I come here around level 4 if I'm with a group, or maybe a bit later if I'm soloing, depending on the class. So we know Crushbone is famous for a few things: Emperor Crush, Ambassador Divin and his Dirk, and of course the trains and bad pathing. Now this zone is going to be popular with a new TLP, and I don't think the zone can really support more than 2 to 3 good groups at a time. The good news is on the TLP is that we have the instances and pick zone, which really help early on, especially if your group is going to be quick on hitting that pick and jumping in before anybody else does. So like I said, normally it's super populated early days on a new TLP. You have to remember this is on Phaedra, the continent Crushbone is in, and all those starting races, elves, gnomes, dwarves, they're all heading in here. But if you've got a buddy that's rolling an ogre shaman, he's got a long run in front of him with really no close safe bind, so there's some risk if you want to group up. Alrighty, let's take a look at the camps in Crushbone. And now, if you're just coming into the zone and you're soloing, you probably just want to be tackling the entrance mobs. Just don't stand in that tunnel as you will get trained. I don't really consider the Trainer Hill to be a camp in of itself. There's just not enough mobs up there, the pathing's awful, you just can't pull mobs from anywhere else in the zone. Instead, level 5, you're going to be wanting to come over to this area here. This is the slaver area. The camp is just right here, just in front of these few houses and that little fireplace. Inside here, we have this nice little hut. There's 1 or 2 mobs in there, some slaves, working away, nothing really too much going on. Your main pulling area is going to be these tunnels up here. Inside these tunnels there's a bunch of centurions, a few orc slavers, and maybe a warden or 2 as well as the slaves. Just ignore those. So these are going to be your primary pulling area. Most of the mobs in here are going to vary really from your level 3 pawns all the way up to level 12 kind of legionnaires. Most of it's centurions, and then going to be around level 7 or 8. So you're going to be primarily pulling from these tunnels. Alright, once you've got a few levels over at the slaver area, the XP is going to slow down. You're going to want to be moving. So we're going to head over to the castle area. Here's a quick rundown on how you get over there. Normally what groups do is they'll plant themselves against the wall right here, and this is to be the camp. This is where you're going to pull the mobs to. There's a couple of mobs right here. You got a couple of legionnaires, centurions will spawn right there, and you can also pull from around here all the way around outside the castle. There's legionnaires, there's centurions, the odd pawn, and deep down in here there's an emissary, a couple of legionnaires. You're going to be wanting to pull all these mobs. Also, there's some kind of slave pits at the back. Again, a few legionnaires back here, a few more slavers. It all adds to the XP. So groups are going to be killing out here until you got your group going, and then you can start pushing into the castle. Once you get in the castle, the few mobs right by the door right here, usually centurion or legionnaires, and then you come round into here and the big room. This is the most dense room in the zone, and there's lots of mobs in here. So this is where you're going to want to be. Groups will usually pull to this table. You want to be close to the respawns. You want to keep the pull relatively short because these mobs respawn fast. As you can see, there's a whole bunch. There's emissaries, there's casters in there. Up the stairs, there's this royal guard, a secret stairs behind the throne, and up here finally is the last few mobs in the zone, and this is where some of our names spawned, including Emperor Crush himself. Now, we don't know what the TLP in 2022 is going to bring, or the rule set, but let's take a look at some of the loot which typically drops in Crushbone. Starting off, we have the Orc Trainer, who drops a shiny brass shield. Now, it's not a good shield, but if you're a tank, especially a warrior, a non-ogre warrior, you're going to need a shield to be able to use some of your abilities such as bash. And also, you know what, the extra AC helps as well. So if you're in Crushbone, pick one of these shields up. And from Ambassador Divine, the famous noob item from back in the day, the Dragoon Dirk, you probably want to use this if you're a rogue, especially if you're probably going to go to Unrest afterwards, because you will need a magic weapon. And really, that's about the only thing you're going to need it for, because you're going to be replacing it soon. Also from Crushbone, we have the very famous Dwarven Wingmail Tunic. Again, if you need a tunic, you need a chest item, pick it up while you're here. There's also this thing, it's a bracer, it has a bit of stats. Let's just say there isn't much loot that's going to be happening while you are leveling up in Crushbone. If you're a completionist, achievement hunter like me, you'll want to have a look here and see what you will need to kill in order to complete the Hunter of Crushbone achievement. There's only 2 hunter mobs to kill in Crushbone, and that is the Orc Taskmaster and the Orc Warlord. First off, we have the Orc Taskmaster. He's just to the north of the castle and slaver pits, and he's level 14. Then we have the Orc Warlord over here, who is level 16, and he's just in this little alcove where the castle is. Alright, now let's have a look at the quests that you can complete in Crushbone. One thing that we don't yet know for the TLP in 2022 is whether any of these quests will be linked to any achievements. The devs have said they are going back and adding some achievements to classic era quests. Whether that will mean quests that come out of zones like Crushbone yet, we simply don't know. Now, if you were to look up quests involving Crushbone online, say on Alakazam, it's going to list a whole load of quests which aren't in the game yet on a brand new TLP. The number one quest that everybody remembers from Crushbone is probably the belts and the shoulder pads that are right here. You get these, you turn them into Dwarf and Kaladin for some XP and some armor. Now, on a TLP, in my opinion, these are not worth doing. The XP has been nerfed. Yes, you'll still get the armor, but unless you happen to be running past and you have the store bag with 100% weight reduction, these quests simply isn't worth doing. These belts and shoulder pads don't stack, they take up a ton of room. To hand them in, come to Kaladin, right corner away in the Warrior Guild is Canlo and Nuzbak. Just get your Crushbone belt and hand it straight to him, 1 at a time or 4 at a time, and there you go. He gives you your XP, the faction and your armor. This piece, just a small gorget, not really worth the time. Then for your Crushbone belts, you're going to be wanting to hand these in 2 at a time. Just simply drop them in the window, press give, and there you go. I got a turquoise this time, a gem that I can sell for money or may have some minor use if you're leveling up Jewel Craft. Like I said, these quests are there. If you happen to be running past, maybe hand them in, but I wouldn't go out of your way, or maybe you simply want to do it for the nostalgia. There are a couple of other quests as well, such as the Slaver Keys and Crushbone quest using Divine Hearts, but neither of them are really worth the time, especially the Crushbone, which drops off a couple of bouncers in Ogok and the Firo. Well, that about sums up the zone of Crushbone. This is the first Everquest video that I've made. I hope you all have enjoyed it and that you found it worthwhile. Please like and subscribe and leave me a comment below. Did you find it useful? Is there anything that I missed? Or what zone do you want to see me look at next? I want to carry on making more of these videos. So you can find the links below for my Twitch, the Patreon. Thank you again. I am the Brick Canuck, and have yourselves a fantastic day.